The dictionary definition of socialism is an economic and political system where the means of production, distribution, and exchange are owned or regulated collectively by the government, aiming for equitable wealth distribution and social welfare. The dictionary definition of fascism is a far-right authoritarian political system characterized by ultranationalism, suppression of dissent, centralized control of society and economy, and curtailment of individual freedoms, often led by a dictatorial leader. Did you notice that both systems entail control of the economy by the government? If the government is making all the economic decisions, by definition, individuals are largely not making economic decisions that affect their lives. Many, if not most individuals, might have a bad attitude about government bureaucrats telling them what they can buy or sell and at what price. They might also be annoyed by being told who they can or cannot hang out with. They might even be tempted to flout those government diktats on economic and social behavior. Enter authoritarianism, suppression of dissent, and curtailment of individual freedoms. The fascists are upfront about it. The socialists might not talk about it, but they will be just as authoritarian as the fascists. See the Soviet Union or Maoist China. The Obama and Biden administrations were socialist in everything but name. They moved in the direction of ever-increasing government control of healthcare, education, energy production and usage, increased environmental regulatory burdens exponentially. During the Biden administration, censorship of social media increased dramatically. It was not censorship by legislative means or even regulation. Instead, it was censorship through extortion, squelch political opinion sharing we disapprove of, or you could face profit extermination levels of federal regulation. So we ended up with soft socialism enforced with fascist-style authoritarian suppression of dissent. Fast forward to the Trump administration, which delights in calling Zoran Mamdani, the social democrat on the cusp of being mayor of New York, a communist. Trump's stupid and cruel deportation of immigrants and tariff by whim have already established his fascist bona fides. Meanwhile, he's adopting textbook socialist economic policy. The Pentagon has just purchased a 25% ownership in MP Materials. MP is the only significant producer of rare earth metals, headquartered and owning mineral resources in the United States. Why would the Pentagon be interested in rare earths mining and refining? Because without rare earths, many of the Pentagon's whiz-bang weapon systems would be impossible to manufacture, not to mention your cell phone. Where were we getting those rare earths previously? Well, that would be China. They are cutting off exports of rare earths to the U.S. Why would that be? Oh, yes, it would be in retaliation to Trump's whimsical tariffs on Chinese exports to the U.S. We're seeing the horseshoe theory of government play out in real time right in front of us. That's where the far left, socialism, communism, is one end of the horseshoe, and the other end is right-wing fascism. In practice, there is no discernible difference between the two systems. In each, the government owns or controls most economic assets and transactions. In both, dissent is squashed by censorship and an authoritarian government. And in both, economies decline, resulting in the impoverishment or outright elimination of the middle class, accompanied by the enrichment of the elites controlling the government and expansion and eventual destitution of the lower class. Welcome to our brave new world. I'm Richard Fields, and that's this week's report from the fields. See you again next week.